In this video, I'm going to respond to a comment underneath my video where someone said, do intrusive thoughts ever go away? Is it even possible to recover fully? I'm paraphrasing, but I'll add it in here. And yeah, do these symptoms go away once you recover from anxiety? I'm just hiking here in nature, which I recommend you do if you have anxiety. Go out, leave the house, don't stay at home all the time, keep yourself busy. And yeah, my personal experience is that all anxiety symptoms actually go away once you recover fully, right? Because anxiety cannot remain once you implement the right principles. And anxiety is there in the first place because we're resisting it and we're fighting it. And what you resist persists and may even grow in size. This is what Carl Jung said, even, I don't know, when he was alive. But he said this as well. And it's the ultimate truth. Like, most people continue to suffer with anxiety and its various manifestations, that being potentially OCD, intrusive thoughts, very common. I had crazy intrusive thoughts, weird sexual thoughts, thoughts of harming other people. Don't even want to share all the thoughts I had, to be honest. And I think you can relate if you have anxiety and intrusive thoughts, that you have crazy thoughts where you're like, what the hell is going on? These thoughts don't seem normal. And for me, I had anxiety for 3 to 4 years. But had I known what I know now, I would have recovered a lot faster, actually, and way sooner. It took me a long time to actually find solutions that work and to find a method that actually works, that it allows you to recover. I did not have the best experience with quote-unquote professionals. This is not medical advice in this video, just for educational, informational purposes. And the recent interview with Timmy on my channel that I posted, that you can find, actually, he said also, took him a long time to find good information. I feel like nowadays it's easier because there's more content, but it can also be more distracting, because I was recently on a call with someone who said they've read all the books, they're listening to all these different YouTube channels about anxiety recovery, and now they feel confused, like, what's the right path? What's the right thing to do, you know? And they're even more confused. So whilst we have more access to information than ever before, it's reached a stage where we actually have too much information, and that can lead to paralysis and overanalysis and shiny object syndrome, which everyone is prone to some extent. Nobody's perfect. And we have this dopamine society where we have a dominance of short-form content distracting us. Now I don't really consume that anymore, because I just notice for myself, it just messes with me and my focus on my brain. So I think people with anxiety, a big cause could be consuming short-form content. And if you're a guy also watching adult movies, excessive self-pleasuring and stuff like that reduces your motivation, your power, your energy. So those are some key points, right? And intrusive thoughts, it's very normal. The issue with anxiety symptoms is that they freak you out so much that you don't know, that doesn't seem normal, right? It doesn't seem healthy. It seems like you're fucked up in a way, like you're never going to be normal again. Like, this is it. Now I'm going insane. Those are my thoughts as I had these insane symptoms dominating my experience. You know, I was like, what the fuck? I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. So the only choice I had was to actually go ahead and, you know, just accept these symptoms, to stop Googling these symptoms, because if you Google your symptoms, you're just going to freak out. You're just going to make it worse, and it's just going to dominate your experience. And that's what most people do with anxiety. They just Google their symptoms, and then they're like, okay, this is me now. Now I'm a victim. I can't get better. And maybe they take meds and stuff, which, sure, if you have anxiety and you want to do that, that's fine. But I recommend the natural way, because that's the only way. Because I think otherwise you're just masking your symptoms, you know, you're not actually healing, right? So eventually you want to quit it. But if you have like anxiety, make sure you go to the doctor to rule out anything else, to make sure that's not something else. Once you know that it's just the anxiety, you can focus on anxiety recovery principles, right? Of like acceptance, keeping busy, I'm going to stop walking, and facing fear. Because those are the key things you want to implement if you actually wish to recover, right? So, yeah, intrusive thoughts, very normal. Like, you know the list of symptoms by now with anxiety, and any of these symptoms are actually normal, okay? Like, even the craziest ones, like intrusive thoughts. I, for example, also had like musical OCD, it's called. So lots of people with anxiety, they also have OCD, right? And it's, in my view, it's not a separate thing. It's all just anxiety. Even if you have depression, that accompanies your anxiety. It's also part of anxiety. It's no wonder to feel depressed if you have anxiety, because anxiety sucks and it limits your life heavily, right? Until you address it, until you watch videos like this or other videos and, you know, start to address it. So, yeah, intrusive thoughts, it's very simple. You actually accept those thoughts, you keep yourself busy. I had to keep myself busy pretty much all the time, because I was constantly freaking out with the anxiety. I was constantly obsessing about it. So I made sure I was occupied. I left the house, started saying yes to social events, started leaving my house, started working, started improving my career, started focusing on things like this, started the first online business when I had anxiety, actually, which was a social media marketing agency. I did that, like sales calls. I even got into like approaching people, strangers in the city on the street, and girls and stuff, to overcome anxiety. I went to nightclubs sober, speaking to people, approaching strangers on the road. I went extreme. Now, you don't have to do that. The clients I've worked with, they don't necessarily go on the street and approach strangers. I'm not saying you have to actually do that, right? But if you're a guy, it's a good thing to do. I'm actually getting into this myself now as well, since like December. I've been like single, broke up with my ex-girlfriend, or yeah, we separated mutually, kind of. And yeah, since then it's also like, because you spend a lot of time with that significant other. So I actually like stopped socializing and stuff because I was in this relationship and mainly just spent time with her and stuff. So I actually had like rusty friendships and stuff. So I'm in that situation myself now where I have to force myself to leave the house and do shit. So I'm not just like a loner or something, which I think is actually quite common nowadays. I think I read an article recently that lots of people in their 20s, or even people that are studying, are alone or lonely or something. So I think the key is to like get out there, to meet people, like, I don't know, just get into it. Like even maybe people at work, like, hey, do you do this? Do you want to go for a hike? Do you want to play football? Do you want to play tennis or something? Do you want to go for a coffee or a walk or something? And you'll be surprised that a lot of people are actually open to doing that, And as you do that, maybe if you have social anxiety, you don't know what to say and stuff, you actually just go there, even if it's awkward, like you feel the fear and you do it anyway. That's actually the only way to recover from anxiety. I'm even facing some fear right now, like where I'm hiking, there's like people walking past. In the past, I would actually seek out a different area where there's no people, just so I could like record content. But now I'm like, fuck that. That's like anxiety. So everyone has anxiety, my friend. It's just that people watching this channel maybe have an anxiety disorder, which is just a stronger form of anxiety because of avoidance, because of excessive anxiety in the system, and because of not knowing that you can address it. And I believe actually it's not a real like disease, I don't think it's a disease that you can't cure. In that sense, I'm not like, I don't know, don't have Google here now, otherwise I would begin to like Google what is the definition of disease, what is the definition of an illness. But I don't know, like my point is like I don't feel like it's actually an illness because you can't get better. So maybe that's like some semantics or something, but to me it's like a victim thing. It's like, now I have OCD, now I have this OCD, now I have that thing, and now I have this depression and whatever. Like there's all these labels and stuff, So technically I would have had anxiety, depression, OCD, musical OCD. I don't know, like I don't have a whole list of all these different OCDs, but like it's basically agoraphobia I had as well, right? It's like a fear of like leaving the house and going places and stuff, which is also very common with anxiety. So lots of anxiety sufferers, they have the same symptoms. They have all these, and it varies a bit for each one. Maybe some people, I've heard they even have like symptoms, like just physical symptoms without anxiety, right? So that's also quite interesting, So it's a bit different for everyone, but there are commonalities. A common one for me as well was like blurry vision. So I had these crazy blurry vision experiences, floaters in my eyes. And I even went to the eye doctor and he said, we did an eye test. I explained my symptoms. I was like, yo, eye doctor. I didn't say yo, obviously, but eye doctor, like I have these crazy floaters, blurry vision. I think I'm going blind, like something is wrong with me. I think, I don't know what's up, right? And so then, in essence, like we did an eye test and he was like, you have amazing eyesight, top 5%. I'm like, no, you must be messing up the test or something. And I was like, okay, cool. Then I knew again, it was another confirmation. Okay, it's just the fucking anxiety that is just messing with me. And then I was able to come more into acceptance eventually after I understood that anxiety is maintained by resistance to it and by fighting it and by obsessing about it and like excessively Googling it, right? So I hope this makes sense. If you'd actually like to work with me, you can schedule a free discovery call below for my coaching program. Anxiety Recovery Blueprint comes with an online course and everything. So that I'm actually working on right now. So far, I've been doing mainly like one-to-one Zoom meetings, but I actually want to turn it into more of like a kind of course component with Q&A, if that makes sense. So building up a community from there, and it's going to be interesting. So yeah, just schedule a call below if you'd like to work with me. Obviously, it's not for free, right? It does require an investment. And yeah, other than that, check out the other videos on this channel and the testimonials and stuff, and know that you can recover from anxiety, which was also part of the question, like, is recovery possible? The answer is 100% yes. I did it. I've helped others do the same. And so you can definitely do it. Anyway, keep a good mindset. Believe in yourself. Say to yourself, what other people can do, I can do too. What anything someone does, you can do because you're the same. You know, there's no difference. We're 99.99% the same, whatever, even 100% genetically. So it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I'll talk to you later, my friend. Peace and much love.